Broussard, good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Chris, how much is Steph to blame for the loss?
Well, look, he obviously played horribly. They were lost in overtime. So you figure if we get any type of decent performance out of Steph, we win. We all know, though, it obviously doesn't always work that way. And so while he played terribly, I don't put that much of the blame on him. And I know the last minute dunk he missed.
Stick together, no, brothers stick together.
I got facts. No, that's not what this is. I have facts. Look, Clay was 6 for 16 points. All right. The Rockets were out rebounded by 20. Gave up 17 offensive rebounds. And Steph, as bad as he was, and none of this is to take away from how badly he played. And I know, Skip, you're in the plus minus. His plus minus was -1, which was better than KD's and Clay's. So again, he was bad, but he wasn't really good in the first two games.
Right.
He averaged 19 points a game, 26% shooting from three, below 40% shooting overall, and they still won. To me, watching that game, particularly in the second half, I was amazed at the way the Warriors were playing. They were playing KD, bring it up,
brought it up every
and
time.
4 out. Like it was like KD was LeBron.
He was.
You know? And Steph, as great a shooter as he is, I think he's the best ever. He's not a spot-up shooter. He can catch and shoot, obviously.
Right.
But he's used to moving, coming off the dribble.
Right.
And you relegate, like, Houston does that with the switching. That's happened last year in the series. But KD, and it's not really KD's when he's at his best either. I think he's better in the Warriors system, occasionally going ISO. That's LeBron's game. That's the difference between LeBron and KD. KD can pass pretty well, dribble well, but he's not LeBron in terms of running an offense. And I thought that got the Warriors and Steph out of their game. And they need to be careful not to play that way. Look, when KD is there the last 3 years, when he goes for 40 or more points, and great, there's nothing against him. He's playing phenomenally, but it's easy, it's tempting to just let him do his thing, but that's not the Warriors' game. That's not when they're at their best.
The thing is, even if I were to concede, but I believe he played a goofball game, and a lot of this needs to be placed at his feet, it was that he played bad late. That's what we remember. We remember the missed layup. We remember the missed dunk. We remember the turnover that was as a result of an offensive foul. We remember the 2 missed jumpers. It was in the crunch when we could have forgotten about how well he had played up until that point, because you remember, Skip, he hit that big 3 the other night. We said that was the first time we've seen Steph hit a meaningful shot in the playoff game.
After he should have been fouled out.
right.
Twice.
So in this situation, had he maybe made that layup, cut the game to a 3-point game, now we'll foul, and we'll see if you can make your free throws down the stretch. He gagged it off. He's not playing well. Steph Curry shooting 35% from the floor, 25% from the 3, and he missed 2 of his 3 free throws Saturday night. He had an all-time goofball game. Has he played playoff games in which he shot the ball worse than what he shot Saturday? Absolutely. But I believe from a mental standpoint, this was the worst game we've seen Steph play. And for an all-time great player, you can't have those type of performances.
This is a new expression from you, a goofball game. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that?
You're trying to create a new little thing, huh?
Goofball game.
I agree with what you said, though.
Okay, I don't. Steph Curry lost that game more than James Harden won that game. And the player who did the best job of stopping Kevin Durant in the end was Steph Curry. And can we just officially, once and for all, acknowledge that Kevin Durant is the best player on this planet? Can we please?
I was going to say, there's somebody up in Toronto that you don't want to acknowledge.
Wait, you mean the guy who in the 4th quarter of Game 3 scored no baskets? The guy who yesterday missed 4 free throws?
The guy who hit that big 3 over Embiid and Simmons. That's the guy late.
I'd love to talk about that, but we're not talking about that right now. You tried to sell me virtuoso performance, and I just shot big holes all through it.
38-14 is bad, but okay, go ahead.
Let's go back to what happened, because here's what happened to me. Kevin Durant was crazy nuclear on fire for the first half of the 4th quarter. He scored 12 points in the first 5:55 of the fourth quarter. That's extraordinary. This is basically the closeout game because they're going to go up 3-0. So the best player on the planet is saying, give me the ball and get out of my way, because I'd never seen this before. He's dribbling the ball up the floor every possession. This had never happened. The 7-foot monster that you described is dribbling the ball up the floor and just saying, I'm just going to go. They're going to send 2 at me, and I'm just going to pull up on 2 guys and just shoot it because they can't stop me. And if I really decide they have 2 or 3 on me, I'll just go LeBron and I'll pass it to an open shooter and they'll make the shot. And Iguodala hit a big shot late in the fourth quarter. But here's the point. Kevin Durant dunked with 6:05 left in regulation. That was the last shot he took until 19 seconds remained. And to me, and I'm going second or third level subliminal psychological here, it felt to me like Steph was saying, you know what? This is really my team. I'm a 2-time MVP. I know you're a 2-time finals MVP, but I'm going to reassert myself here. And it took Steph stopping Kevin Durant, because usually when somebody's hot in Golden State, they just feed that guy. And again, you did make a deep basketball X and O's point. Maybe they should have let Steph bring it up, or Clay bring it up, or Iggy bring it up, and let Kevin run off picks to get more open, because now he's just having to create by himself at 7 feet tall on 2 guys. Like,
and he started missing some too.
No, but he didn't take a shot from 6:05 all the way down to 19 seconds left. He didn't take a shot in the fourth quarter. That's just wrong to score that many that fast. And then, to your point, he did miss the shot. But by then, he'd cooled completely off. And it looked like, do you guys really want me to try this? And he's got 2 guys on him, and he went to his right, and he's not that good going to his right, and tried to pull up, and it looked awkward, and he missed the jump shot.
Are the best player on the planet allowed to cool off? Because I know a guy that was, for the last decade, was the best player, and if he did anything out of the ordinary, you know what I'm talking about, Chris. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, but go ahead.
By the way, this man dared in the opening block of the show to throw at me that LeBron James made the right play to pass to Kyle Korver, as if this was the wrong play to pass to Andre Iguodala when he was wide open in the corner with 45 seconds left. Did Iggy make the 3? Yes, he did.
Because
you saying KD made the right play, but LeBron made the wrong one?
Yes, it was, because you're throwing it to a guy who's clutch. He was a former Finals MVP.
But Korver's a much better. It's not even comparable who's the better 3-point shooter. You know that.
So in the last 2 finals, I'm glad you brought that up, Andre Iguodala was 8 for 21 from 3 in their last 2 finals.
Is that good?
And Kyle Korver was 6 for 27, including last year 1 for 11 in the finals. 1 for 11. So you can give me all the regular season you want to, but with the money on the table, I'll take Andre Iguodala shooting a 3 every time over Kyle Korver. Every time. You can't put the whole series in Kyle Korver's hands in the corner of a game 3 in your house, right? That's your house. You finish it. Go to the free throw line and make it 2 free throws.
But he's a 60% corner 3-ball shooter.
In the regular season.
If Iggy misses that shot, Skip, are you saying KD made the right play?
No.
But he did miss. But
you can't base it on that.
I got a make on my side. You got a miss on your side.
But you said he had it going.
I got a Finals MVP on my side. You got Kyle Korver on your side.
Here's the thing to your look, and you're right. KD had it going, and it was right. It was incredible to watch the way Golden State went away from being Golden State. They look more like Milwaukee with Giannis bringing it up or whatever. But Houston, you know what Houston was doing?
Yep.
We got them just where we want them. Because coaches would tell you, I was just talking to a coach in the first round that was like, look, as great as KD was playing, he said, the guy, when he steps off the floor, we're like, whew, it's Steph. He said, even if he's off, he's like, whenever that guy's on the court, you are so concerned about him. And this is why
is that coach about to get fired?
No.
I doubt his basketball acumen.
Steph is the guy you have.
Maybe he should be fired.
And that's why best player in the world. And look, Durant is playing phenomenal basketball. But you can't discount the fact of all the other guys on the floor playing with him. And that's what Kawhi doesn't have in Toronto.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's a 2-time MVP, regular season MVP, who has never quite lived up to that status in the postseason. And I can just show you, when they collapsed with the 3-1 lead, look at games 5, 6, and 7. Look what Steph did. Nothing. He averaged 4 turnovers and 2.3 assists. Then we got all the way to Game 7. He shot 6 for 19 in his house and 4 for 14 from 3. And in the fourth quarter, he went 1 for 6 from 3. And had a big late turnover. It's just he never quite lives up. And this was another case of he missed 7 shots in the restricted area in this game.
He missed a lot of
7 shots.
There's a lot of that. There's no doubt that at times he's disappointed in the playoffs. I do think it's a little overblown, though. In the first championship they won, everybody, like, I'll go to my grave saying he should have won the MVP. The last 3 games, he averaged 28 points a game.
But Iggy changed it when he was put into the starting line.
Yeah, but Iggy was a role player. They weren't guarding Iggy at the 3-point line. Like, Steph drove the bus. Iggy was an important passenger.
Okay, but
he kept it lively on the bus, but Steph was driving.
They were in big trouble in Game 4 in LeBron's house, down 2-1. This is LeBron James. Now, he didn't have Kevin Love, didn't have Kyrie, but all of a sudden they put Iggy on him, and LeBron shrank. And he shot 7 for 22 in Game 4, and it
35, 13, and 9. He shrank.
Right. I mean, come on.
How many MVPs?
He wasn't shooting good that whole series because he was doing everything.
Okay, but
he shot 30-something% the whole game.
The numbers were escalated from the first 3 games when I told you it was the most extraordinary 3-game stretch of his career with no Kevin Love.
No help.
If LeBron averaged 35, 13, and 9 in the regular season, how many MVPs would he win?
Shannon, they lost 3 straight games. They were up 2-1 with 1 in their house, and they lost 3 straight games.
In Steph's previous 4 postseasons, which starts with the championship, obviously, he scored more points per game in the playoffs twice and averaged fewer points per game twice. So this notion, like the year in 15, he averaged 28 points a game in the playoffs. He only averaged 24 that season.